Over here on the left-hand side, we do have those giraffes. If you see a group of giraffes together like we do over here, it's called a tower. And if you see them coming right at you like we do right here, it's called a tower of terror.
They're babies.
There are 9 different species of giraffes, and the ones that we see here on our reserve, these are the Maasai giraffe. All of these down trees and branches in the area are usually a pretty good indication that we might be able to see some elephants here pretty soon. We're going to see if we can find any on our journey up ahead. It doesn't look like I see any around just yet. We're going to see if we can find any more up ahead here as well. Doesn't look like I see any around just yet. We're going to see if we can find any more up ahead. Those elephants, though, are facing habitat loss from a mineral called coltan, which is mined in their habitats, pushing them further and further into human territory, which is not ideal. That mineral is put into small electronic batteries like your cell phones, your laptops, or your tablets. So if you're looking to upgrade to the next newest model and you want to help our elephant friends out, make sure you're recycling those old electronics. It helps those elephants out quite a bit. Most of the major electronic companies have recycling programs for those old electronics where you can send them back and they'll take care of the recycling process for you, which is a huge help. Electronics are one of the hardest things to recycle on their own. Got some red clay here on either side of us. I do see some footprints down below, and over here on the right-hand side, it looks like there's some tusk marks in that red clay as well. It's usually a good indication that there are even more elephants up ahead, and it looks like I do see one right on the other side of that tree area over there. I'm going to see if we can catch a good look at them. As elephants will actually eat the red clay as a form of minerals that is much needed for their diet in order for them to stay healthy. So they use those tusks of theirs to break off that red clay in order to eat it and get all that much needed nutrients from it. It looks like we are going to get a really good look at the elephant over here. Looks like there's a few of them over here as well. Looks like their juvenile elephant is over there as well. You might also notice that it looks like there's some debris on the back of that larger one over there. These animals have very sensitive skin, so by throwing mud, dirt, sand, basically anything that'll stick up onto their backs, they're able to keep their skin protected from the sun, kind of like a natural sunblock. These animals are also matriarchal in nature. The oldest female will lead the herd for life, while the females will also stay with their herd for life. Males, once they hit their adulthood, they will go out on their own, and if they form any bonds in their adulthood with other males, they are loose herds called bachelor herds. As we come around this corner, I do see the greater flamingos over here on the left-hand side.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
This is the largest species of flamingo, and even though they are the largest, they get up to about 9 pounds. They do get that coloration from the beta-carotene that's in their diet. But it takes a year for that beta-carotene to kick in. So even those little gray babies that you see over there, they'll be gray for about a year before they get that coloration that everybody else has.
Leave me alone, I'm eating.
Our group of flamingos, like we see here, it's called a flamboyant. Looks like we got some mud pits over here coming on the left-hand side. It looks pretty vacant right now. I don't see a whole lot of animals around there just yet. A lot of animals will use these mud pits as a way to stay cool, especially during these hot summer months. It's a huge help. Most commonly we're able to see the white rhinoceros in the area, although I don't see them around just yet. I'm sure they're not too far off. They like to roll around in that mud, not only as a way to stay cool, but it also helps keep their skin protected from the sunlight. There's some cheetahs moving around over here on the left-hand side. Those cheetahs are the fastest land mammal. They could travel up to 60 miles an hour in about 3 seconds. Once again, everybody needs to be fully seated. They can only go that fast for a short distance, however, before they overheat and tire out. They also have what look like teardrop-shaped markings next to their eyes. It bounces sunlight off their face so that they can see better during the day. They are one of the only big cats that hunt during the day, so they need that extra little bit of protection. This large rock formation here on the left-hand side is called a kopje. These kopjes are used by a lot of different animals for their high vantage points to be able to spot any predator or prey in the area. Most commonly we're able to see the lions up there, however I don't see any around just yet. They are nocturnal and they do sleep for about 20 hours out of their day, so it's not uncommon for them to be back in their dens and sleeping. Over here on the left-hand side as well, you'll see the bontebok, the first animal you'll see. That's the bontebok.
They can literally just
Those bontebok are actually extinct in the wild, so a reserve like ours is the only place you're going to be able to see one of those. Just behind the bontebok, coming up over here on the left-hand side, is the waterbuck. The waterbuck, just as their name suggests, are very fond of water. Once they find their source of water, they don't tend to stray too far from it. They also drink an unusually large amount of water. There's another one a little bit closer to those kopjes there. If you listen closely, those are the lions back there. Which is always great to hear. Love those lions.
Oh, because they have to let those things out.
As we come around this corner a little bit closer to the truck, you're going to be able to see the ostrich eggs over here on the right-hand side. Those ostrich eggs are the largest type of eggs. They can weigh up to about 3 pounds, which is as much as 2 dozen chicken eggs. I don't see any ostriches around just yet, but I'm sure they're not too far away. They do have communal nests as well, so when the dominant female lays down her egg, everybody else will follow suit in the same area. Right on the outskirts here of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, we have the Warden's Post. Here the Warden and his team take care of a group of Nigerian dwarf goats. And while these animals are very small and very adorable, they are all full-grown adults. These animals also help with conservation efforts across Africa as well. From their milk, their owners are then able to make milk products such as butter and cheese. that they are then able to sell as a way to profit off of these animals instead of potentially poaching the wildlife around them for any of their profits. And that not only helps feed their families, but it also helps the communities around them as well. Looks like we are making our way back towards the village, which means our safari is sadly coming to a close. If you guys didn't get to see your favorite animals on today's journey, be sure to come back again and see us soon. No two safaris are ever the same, so if you didn't see them on this round, you might be able to see them on the next. If you guys are interested in joining us for another safari, make sure you guys are in line before 7 p.m. That is when our last truck of the day will be. If you have any Wilderness Explorers aboard, you guys are on the single one. That is SIMBA and the number 1. It looks like we are almost ready to dock here, folks. Thanks again for joining us here today. It was a pleasure having you. And here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. It is far too sad and far too final. Here instead we say Kwaherini, which means to go well.